The world of Uma Musume is filled with characters that are rich with detail and lore. Every character, even the side characters, have a story to tell, either be visually in the background or directly in your face. One thing that shocked me about Uma Musume in general is how much they care for the writing. You don't have to have the best plot in order to captivate people. Sometimes the visuals can do the appealing for you, but to have an all-type package in the palm of your hand, or two hands for me, is amazing. And of course, the one thing that ties it all together, the real-life lore. It's like watching Hamilton and realizing, wait, that actually happened? Yeah, man, sure, I guess, bro. The real-life lore adds a level of respect you gotta give to developers, because yes, the story and characters are good, and it's based off of real life, either be their visual appearances, their personality, or the events that happen in their story, which kind of makes it hard to make a video on a certain character. I've been sort of scared of doing an Uma Musume video like this. I'm a new fan, obviously, and real-life lore is very important to these characters, so I don't want to disrespect them, but let's face it, someone who knows Uma for years is better than me, who's been here since Global. Of course, it doesn't prevent me from enjoying a character, which is why for this video, I decided to just focus on talking about the characters themselves and what I like about them. And if it just so happens to line up with real life lore, then feel free to let me know. Double points. I'm a Love Life fan, and we recently had Ice Cream blow up, and the misinfo that's popped up is actually insane, so I can partially relate to what's been going on recently. Anyway, as my friends say, or as my friend Logan says, there's an Uma for everyone. Sure, there might be a bunch of Uma you're not particularly interested in, but there's gonna be at least one you resonate with. My friends assigned me to Rice Shower, and would you look at that? I resonate with Rice Shower, go figure. And you'd be thinking, oh, is Noodle gonna make a video on her? Well, that was the intention, but there's a very different feeling between liking a character and resonating with. At least for me, it's complicated and nuanced. Let me explain. I resonate with Rice Shower. I relate a lot to her struggles and insecurities. In fact, my personality in a lot of ways, to me at least, is pretty much spot on in Rice Shower. In any other scenario, this video would be on her. But Rice Shower is a little too much like me, to the point the video would just be a Venn diagram between me and her. Resonating means me completely for real, while liking is just liking the character. These terms can intertwine, but certain characters bridge more toward the side. I bring up this difference between resonating and liking because I resonate with Rice Shower. But I love a certain Uma more than her. It's not because she's me for real, but because she represents aspects that I love about someone. Aspects that consist of a dream, and how far and smart you're willing to dedicate towards it. If anyone is familiar with my feelings on certain Love Life characters, you probably know what I'm going to talk about in this video. But today, we're making an unexpected video on Curren Chan, the most famous Uma-stugrammer. Curren Chan. Now, why her? I could have done a video on any Uma. It could have been Rice Shower like how I mentioned earlier. Well, it all started in Canada. True story. Back in August, I went to Anime Revolution with my two friends Logan and Taco Master. It was a long car ride, very cool though, I still understand Celsius in kilometers. While we were at our hotel, I brought my iPad to play some Uma Musume. Also true story. And while we're just chilling, I let Logan use my iPad to help me with Uma. Let me just say, Logan knows his shit. Turns out I didn't go into the archive, I didn't accept the complete missions I'd done, I didn't enter concert theater once, I didn't accept all my gifts. If you saw it, you'd be pissed off at me. He made some decks for me, and would you look at that, I'm winning all my runs now. After he helped me out with everything, he was like, bro, use your carrots. And I was like, okay, yeah, feel free to pull, I just do my dailies, man. And in that first temple, Curren Chan. It seemed like fate at that moment. I had no idea who she was, but something about her intro animation spoke to me. I kind of forgot everything else that happened after. Mecha Toy Seiyu from Love Life. What else do we do? Never mind, back to the story. Now, getting a character is one thing. You get a character most of the time from a temple, unless you're really unlucky. So what made Curren Chan memorable? Well, it was probably the fact the first time I did her career, I finished it all the way to the finale, and in that experience, I was blindsided by the type of character Curren was. Now listen, actions speak louder than words, so when I first saw her, I thought she was going to be akin to a gremlin, and I'll elaborate what I mean by that later on in the video. And I wasn't too far off my initial impressions on her, but let's actually talk about her. Who is Curren Chan? An Uma who loves being cute and the walking definition of a social media celebrity along with being an actual idol. And the first thing I noticed is that plays it incredibly straight. Yeah, she's popular. Yeah, she's a celebrity. Yeah, she charms everyone. It's at ridiculous levels to the point everyone worships her on a scale you think is absurd, and it breaks me out of immersion almost every time. Because of it playing incredibly straight though, we get to look at Curren Chan's social stats at face value. Everyone loves her. And when I say everyone loves her, everyone loves her. Due to Uma's RNG, I can't exactly show all the events that can happen, but trust me that a lot of it is really interesting. It's very lighthearted and honestly really funny once you totally immerse yourself into the world, because the writers definitely knew this shit is at comedic levels. Like, people are praising Curren Chan at every moment and giving her their food along with their parents. Like, huh? I think one of the best and most interesting parts about Curren Chan is her personality. Her role as a social media influencer is a core part of her character. This is who she is, and is the one aspect I love about her because of how much they dive into it. Really quickly, how do people tend to perceive you when you're extremely popular and a celebrity? Fake. Exaggerating your thoughts. hatred because of jealousy. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you know the gist of parasocialism, how we display ourselves when it comes to the online world and real world too. People don't really know who you truly are, your true sides, or maybe what you're showing is truly who you are, plain and simple. This element comes into play when we look at Curren Chan. We see her in her social media persona almost all the time, and this doesn't mean that she's lying about her emotions and how she feels. She probably genuinely feels what she's expressing, but you can tell there's a layer under it all, and it does show in her serious moments. It's just a different side, but both sides are inside each other with its blending modes at the overlay or some shit. Curren Chan's need for attention and constant love has a very simple reason, and while it is simple, I mean it, it's her dedication to it that stands out the most. Let's say you have a dream of doing something. It can be for a complex reason, it can be for a simple reason. What matters the most is how much you reach for it, how much you yearn for it. I wanted to make YouTube videos when I was younger as a dream. How much did I reach for it? Well, you're watching this video, so you take a guess. To go in depth with who Curren Chan is, we're gonna divide our story into two sections. The actual story chapters and the career story, because her career is a bit more spread out due to the actual gameplay that occurs, and it's hard to record and it's also RNG. Her story chapters provide a great introduction for her alongside all the other story chapters for the other characters. It catches you up to speed on what type of person Curren Chan is. Someone who knew you since she was little, which is kind of weird, but I'm not really gonna think about how time passes in this series. This won't be a story recap. YouTube is there for those that want to watch it fully, so I'll mainly dive into how the story presents her. The trainer, or us, is constantly confused by Curren's behavior. We see her immediately get crowded by people who know who she is, literally everyone in the world knows her, and the personality she showcases seems off to us. Is it real? Is it fake? She wears her goal on her shoulder, but is her goal for attaining and spreading cuteness a ploy, or is it actually what she feels? Does she think being cute is just visually looking pretty, which she is, let's not kid ourselves. Over the course of the story, we see just how strong that dedication is towards her dream, how she cracks either by her own doing or by others perceiving her. One thing that I love that's focused on is the relationship between the Uma and the trainer. Obviously, we see it via show and tell for the gameplay, but having it be more directly spoken does a lot to understand the character. I know some people don't like the concept of trainers being a self-insert, but it works well for this series in specific, because do you know who Curren Chan is? No? Well, the trainer doesn't as well, so hashtag relatable. In Chapter 3 and Chapter 7, we get a deeper understanding of Curren Chan's goals and dedication to it. And it's really simple. She made her family laugh when she was young, and her brother said her cuteness has the power to make everyone happy, so she took it to heart. And once she realized the power she had giving happiness to people simply by existing, she wants to be even cuter. She wanted to become an Uma Musume because she saw him in action, and her definition of cute is more nuanced than you originally think. All that sweat and running doesn't seem cute at first sight, but she saw something more to it. Something that compelled her to understand what being cute actually means. Being cute and considered that is all that matters to her, and she especially wants you to call her that. I love her obsession over being cute, and her craving for it is genuinely so petty. Get this shit. She hates fireworks because they divert the attention away from her. That is actually so fucking funny. It's cute though. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's entertaining. It's so much fun seeing her take advantage of the fact she knows how cute she is and how popular she is. How she needs to use social media every moment with no semblance of irony. It seems like a satirical version of those Instagram celebrities at first sight. In any other series, I'd love for them to get humbled as shit, but I'll let slap for Curren Chan because I love her and her dedication towards it, along with her high intelligence regarding it, but I'll get into that soon. Most of Curren's behaviors and events can be seen way more in her career, and I want to make a quick apology. That first run I did had to be some sense of fate to let me learn about Curren Chan, because I fucking suck at Uma Musume, and recording all this was annoying as fuck. And also the story slightly changes if you win certain races, which I can't get because I'm bad, and again it's RNG, so I apologize if I miss out on anything. A big part of her career is simply trying to figure out what Curren Chan really wants. At first glance, it just seems like she wants a triple tiara just to raise awareness of herself, and many people have that perception of her. She's a social media influencer that just started racing, and if you saw her documenting every second of her life, you'd be like, this is fake as fuck. It's like seeing someone record themselves in the gym, but you have a suspicion that right after the recording ended, they just left. She's a mystery with a solution that is so in your face that you doubt that's the real reason. People and journalists don't really believe it, so anything she does is simplified for that one purpose, implying that she'll half-ass it just to reach her goal. Here's the thing though, Curren Chan isn't stupid. She doesn't expect things to get handed to her on a platter despite her natural talent. That much is clear, especially in gameplay, because fuck, if she wants to make a name for herself as an Uma Musume, she has to adapt to how the game works, how the races work, all for that one dream. She puts a ton of trust into you to decide what she needs to do because, well, it's your job. If I want to become a VTuber, I would hire an artist and a rigger. That's like a no-brainer. This video would be a millennia if I were to describe the entire career, but I do want to mention certain events that shed light on her and what she really is. I want to mention this fucking hilarious event really quickly where some kids want to give Curren Chan some food and she's like, are you sure? And then the parents are like, nah, we want to. And she has the most dumbfounded face ever. Like, yeah, this is what happens when you have fame. Her relationship with Mai and Otapcon is really funny as both bounce off each other so easily over their obsession with being cute. Mind fucking linked. Her definition of cuteness is expanded upon way more because of the immersion between gameplay and the story. What actually is being cute? Depending on the races you win and lose, I think, her mindset slightly alters, especially when she realizes what goals she really needs to achieve in order to reach her dream. There's so many events that lead to little clues regarding what she believes is cute, but because of her personality, you can't tell if she's serious or not. I love the many scenes where she uses other Umas as a way to help her navigate through her dream. Every Uma has their own reason for running, and her being cute doesn't exclusively need to be achieved via running, but if she's gonna do it that way, she needs that inspiration. She isn't someone who's starting from ground zero, she's already an established figure. But when you want to learn something, sometimes it's good to start from the ground up. Like languages, straight to the point, she wants a dream that is guaranteed to reach everyone. This contrasts heavily with her rivals such as Biko Pegasus, in which Curren Chan really shows how smart she is in terms of marketing. Her goal is to appeal to everyone, which is why she gathers such a core audience that consists of casual people. A big part of her story beforehand is figuring out not to change what she's doing, but change how she's doing. She's been running on natural talent, and that talent still exists, but she learns to use that talent for more than what she usually does with it. She posts on social media, displaying her life and story to thousands of people. But with her journey as an Uma Musume starting, she takes what she has to tell a story about her rising up, and it's because of Aishin Flash that she gets this idea. She adapts, she overcomes. This is in contrast to Biko Pegasus. Her method and goal is more appealing to a niche audience with her Carrot Ranger fans. When placed against Curren Chan's goal of appealing to everyone, it's kind of a no shit moment that Curren won. But it's not like Biko is stupid for doing that. Curren even states that's not a bad thing to appeal to a niche, you just need to know where and when to apply it. It's something that took Curren Chan herself time to learn, and I should probably address the elephant in the room that'll probably make you understand why I love Curren Chan. When I got to this part, something clicked inside me. Curren's statement about appealing to a niche, especially the Biko, was really inspiring. It could have been easy to tell her that appealing to a niche was always going to make her lose, but instead, she chooses the path of telling her she needs to know where and when to apply to that niche. Obviously, if you compete in an area with a bunch of Carrot Ranger fans, you probably have the major fan support, and that's what Curren Chan is specifying. I remember reading this, and it, along with a conversation that I had with my friend Invader Wist, got me to start rearranging my content and how I advertise myself. Those who have been with me for a while may have noticed that after Anime Revolution, I started getting into streaming, talking about my thoughts, playing games. There is a slight thing I've done that some of you may have noticed. In case you don't know, I do a lot of Love Life content, either be shorts or videos, and unfortunately, Love Life isn't at the mainstream popularity it used to be. Nothing's wrong with saying that, but that is true. So when I place my videos against the general public side of the internet, it usually doesn't do the best. Makes sense. So what if I diversified my content and put a bit more focus on the love life and cater it towards those fans? Then it makes the niche turn into the majority. It's something I've been doing for a while, admittedly, but it wasn't until after Curren Chan and my friend Wist that I began doing more content as a way to push that niche more. Instead of one video every other week being love life related, how about we do multiple shorts, multiple live streams that have a focus on love life? I love talking about the series, so being able to resonate with more fans on a larger and diversified scale can do a lot towards reaching my dreams. Now, is it working? I don't know, it's worth a shot, you only live once, and it's good to experiment. What I'm trying to say is that yes, fucking Curren Chan had an influence on my content creation career. I owe my life to her, and that's the reason I love her. Yes, I love her needy attention because it's funny as shit, but I honestly think she's a great representation of a social media celebrity. You can easily see why she was able to amass this popularity despite on the surface, it seems that she just naturally did it. And I get it. If you've even done a little taste of social media marketing, you know that this stuff is surface level. Appealing to a niche to make it feel big, that's been a staple for a very long time. But you know the saying how advice comes to you in the most unexpected of times? That's what happened. If I want to get inspiration for how to advertise myself, I'd search it up on Google, but I wasn't expecting to get blindsided by this evil devil right here. Her level of dedication is inspiring, and it isn't just, I'm gonna work hard towards it. No, it's, I'm gonna work hard and smart towards it, doing anything I need to do for it. Effort is not enough. You need to know where and when to put that effort. We see that dedication in her truth regarding cuteness, something that you've probably been wondering about yourself. What is being cute? In a scene towards the end of your career, a really weird event happens that I can't fully agree with. In this scene, Curren Chan has been hoarding herself in her room, and a lot of people are worried about her, including herself. After directly talking to her, she admits that she's been pushing herself to the brink, and we're put in a dilemma where we aren't sure if we should tell her to stop or not. It's been established earlier that she has a goal that she doesn't want the trainer involved in. It's something that she has to do that involves her dream. She has determination, but does that account to the actual energy she has? And here's the weird thing. Despite the conversation, she does actually overcome it quite easily, so I guess she is the GOAT. I used to be a bit confused with the scene because it seemed to indicate cooping yourself up and pushing yourself to the brink is an okay thing, which I do not agree with because I've done that, and let's just say. But after writing the script, I think the purpose of it is that we get to see a different side of Curren. One who admits she doesn't want to see people see this side of her. One that's desperate. Even when she's expressing her troubles, her personality and the way she talks is still the same. It makes her and the trainer's bond feel a lot closer due to how Curren dictates what side to show. The trainer has a nice mindset of letting Curren Chan decide when to reveal more sides of herself to them. It's established in the story chapters, but also here. And this is one of the times Curren decides to show that side, showing the trust that's formed over the years of training. It was still bizarre seeing my first time, so I'm gonna just give it a 7 out of 10. Let's move on. I'm not really sure how to format this video anymore. There's way too many fucking events. Like, do I talk about the holiday event when she wants to make everyone, even beyond the stars, know who she is? Or do I want to talk talk about the ending. It doesn't really heighten or change the fact Curren Chan is dedicated to her goals, along with you, but interpret it however you like. I wanted to mention the hot spring ticket scene, as it contains another side of Curren that she's decided to show, and it's really nice. She acknowledges the way she acted, and even if it is who she is, she's aware that in some eyes, particularly the trainer, it can be a bit selfish. I really wish I had the full scene because all I have are these 2 fucking screenshots. Did I really do this on 9/11? Anyway, that's Curren Chan. To me, at least. I don't know how she is outside the global events, but I hope we can see why I love her a lot. I really gotta keep an open mind with Uma Musume because I really do get surprised at how good this writing is. No wonder all these cures take so much time to be worked on and played through. Now, do any of the events I talked about relate to real life? I don't know. I couldn't find any information as well, so I'm just gonna put an asterisk on the screen. Thank you for watching this TED Talk. Curren Chan is one of those characters that just clicks with me. Again, not everyone's cup of tea, but guess what? It's my cup of tea, so fuck you. It isn't anything too complex, but just because it's simple doesn't mean it's bad. Also, I'm a stickler for characters to take advantage of everything they have. And this type of character, this type of devilish person who takes advantage of what they have, reminds me of a certain gremlin from the levels. Oh, I'm kidding. I see so much costuming in Curren Chan. They both talk about their goal for cuteness, both do social media, although Cosme fucking sucks at it. Curren Chan is Cosme if she lived in a perfect world. Unfortunately, she gets humbled every 10 seconds because she can never have a perfect life, but if any non-Love Live fans are watching this, please go watch Nijigasaki. You will love Cosme Nakasu. And the rest of Love Life, I guess. I don't know how to end this video.